Hello everyone, I'm Claire from Susan's family. Today, I'll show you the Prosperous flower wool shawl from the Chinese Aesthetics series. For this electronic tutorial, you can search on our website, en.sussudiy.com. This shawl consists of the main part, connections, edging, and decorations. First, crochet the main part, then connect and edging around. Finally, make and add the decorations. The main part involves 3 pieces. Among them, piece 1 and piece 3 consist of motifs, motif connections, and edging. Piece 2 is a complete motif. Let's start by making piece 1. Let's look at the finished product, which consists of motif 1, motif 2, and the edging. Different positions of piece 1 have different color schemes for each motif, but the crochet method is the same. All start with the magic ring. To crochet in rounds, the final round is worked and connected simultaneously. Note that the center of motif 1 is of regated yarn flower. For aesthetics, you can crochet all the flowers of motif 1 first. After planning the positions, crochet the remaining rounds. This prevents the color of the last round from being too similar to the subsequent rounds. The stitches including double crochet, single crochet, chain, and slip stitch. Please watch my demonstration. First, let's crochet motif 1. Note that variegated yarn has multiple color segments. Starting with different colors at the beginning position will result in different effects in the finished product. You can refer to the finished product or follow your preference, choosing which color segment to start crocheting with. For convenience in watching, I will use cotton yarn for the demonstration. The colors are random. For specific yarn, color schemes, and hook sizes, please refer to the detail page and the chart. Wrap the yarn for a double magic ring. Then make 3 beginning chains, which counts as 1 double crochet. Then pick up in the ring. Work 15 double crochets. If you can't crochet anymore here, move the previously double crochets to the right. Continue finishing the remaining. After completing, check the stitch count. Then close the ring. Slip stitch in the top chain of the beginning chain. Pull tight. The first round is completed. Treat this round's right side as the right side of the piece. When crocheting, keep the right side facing you. Move on to crochet round 2. Make 1 beginning chain. Pick up the joining position below. Work 1 single crochet. Chain 3. Skip 1 stitch. Pick up the second stitch on the left. Work 1 single crochet. Continue down. Work a single crochet after skipping 1 stitch. Chain 3 between each single crochet. Finish the round. Slip stitch into the first single crochet. Pull tight. The second round is completed. Continue to crochet round 3. Pick up the left chain space. Work 1 slip stitch. Carry the yarn to this position. Make 1 beginning chain. Insert into the chain space below and work a single crochet. Then pick up the left chain space. Work 7 double crochets. Treat this single crochet and 7 double crochets as 1 petal. This round is repeating this petal. Continue following this method. Complete this round. Once done, slip stitch into the first single crochet. Tighten. The third round is completed. Move on to the fourth round. Here we need to carry yarn across. Adjust the starting position. First, stretch the loop. Then exit the skein from the loop. Slightly tighten the yarn tail. Insert into the chain space from the second round. Insert from the right side of this group of double crochets. Pull the yarn through. Note: don't pull the carrying yarn too tight, nor too loose. Keep the piece flat. This way, the starting position has been adjusted. This is how to carry yarn across. Next, make 1 beginning chain. Pick this position and make a single crochet. Chain 4. Pick the same chain space. Note to insert from the left side, behind this group of double crochets. Make a single crochet. Chain 4. The method for this round is picking the chain space from the second round. Work single crochets on both left and right sides, behind each group of double crochets. Between each single crochet, chain 4. Continue down following this method. Crochet the entire round. When finished, slip stitch in the first single crochet. Pull tight. The fourth round is completed. The method for the fifth round is similar to the third round. First, slip stitch in the left chain space. Carry the yarn to this position. Then crochet the corresponding petal. Note that each group of double crochets is 9 stitches. Complete this round. The fifth round is now complete. The method for the sixth round is similar to the fourth round. First, adjust the starting position. Carry the yarn to the corresponding chain from the fourth round. Insert the hook between the second and the third stitch on the right, behind this group of double crochets. Make 1 single crochet, 5 chains. Pick up on the left side of the same group of chain spaces. Between the second and the third double crochet. Make 1 single crochet, 5 chains. Continue all the way down following this method. Complete this round. The sixth round is completed. Move on to the seventh round. Start with 1 beginning chain. Pick up in the left chain space and make 1 single crochet, 7 double crochets. And 1 single crochet. 1 petal is completed. This round requires crocheting petals in each chain space. Complete this round. Finally, slip stitch in the first single crochet. Pull tight. Make 1 chain. Leave about 5 centimeters of yarn tail, and cut the yarn. Weave in the ends on the wrong side of the piece. The seventh round is completed. Consider these rounds as one variegated yarn flower. To make the finished product look nicer, you can crochet all the variegated yarn flowers first. Then crochet the remaining rounds of motif 1. When crocheting the subsequent rounds, choose the color. For the last round of the flower, that contrasts with the color of the matching strand. Prevent the color of the last round of the flower from being too similar to the subsequent rounds. This could affect the appearance of the finished product. Next, I will use this small sample to demonstrate the 8th round. Position the right side of the flower towards you. Find the second double crochet on the right. From any petal of the last round, attach the yarn to this horizontal line. Below the back of this double crochet, make a loose knot. Insert into this horizontal line. Pull the knot through. Adjust the loop size. Chain 4. Pick up this horizontal line behind the second double crochet from the left side of this petal. Work 1 slip stitch. Chain 4. Continue to pick up this line behind the second double crochet on the right from the next petal. Work 1 slip stitch. Chain 4. Next, pick up this line behind the second double crochet on the left. Work 1 slip stitch. Chain 4. Let's take a look. The method for this round is picking up on both sides of each petal, working a slip stitch behind the second double crochet on the wrong side, and chaining 4 between each slip stitch. Continue following this method. Crochet all the way down this round. Finish the last 4 chains. Pick up in the first chain space and work 1 slip stitch. The 8th round is now complete. Continue to crochet the 9th round. Make 3 beginning chains. Work 2 double crochets into the chain space below. Chain 3. Pick up in the same chain space, crochet 3 double crochets. Treat these 2 groups of double crochets and 3 chains as a corner. Then chain 1. Work 3 half double crochets into the left chain space. Make 1 chain. Continue working 3 single crochets into the left chain space. Make 1 chain. Work 3 half double crochets into the left chain space. Chain 1. Treat these 4 chains, 2 groups of half double crochets, and 1 group of single crochets as a side. This round is about repeating the corners and sides. Continue following this method. Refer to the chart to crochet. Complete the last 3 half double crochets. Pick up the 3rd chain from the beginning chain. Work 1 single crochet. The 9th round is completed. The piece forms a square. Move on to the 10th round. Make 3 beginning chains. Pick the hole below and crochet 2 double crochets. Chain 1. Then pick the chain space on the left corner. Crochet 1 corner. Continue on the sides. Pick each chain space and crochet 3 double crochets. Chain 1 between each group of double crochets. At the corner, continue crocheting the corresponding corner. Complete this round. Slip stitch in the beginning chain. Fasten off normally. Weave in ends. Motif 1 is now completed. Set it aside for later use. Next, learn the motif 2. Start with the magic ring. Crochet in rounds for the corresponding sides and corners. Form a square. You can see that the last round of motif 1 and motif 2 is identical. The crocheting method is simple. No new stitches are used. Refer to the chart to crochet. Let's look at the finished product. Each piece consists of 3 motif 1 and 1 motif 2 connected together. Different positions of piece 2. Has a different color scheme of each motif? Refer to the chart. Choose the corresponding color scheme for the motifs and connect them. When actually connecting, you can start with any motif. Except for the first motif is crocheted separately. The remaining 3 motifs are connected. While crocheting the final round, please watch me demonstrate. Let's start by connecting the second motif. I have already completed before the last round on this small sample. Now, when crocheting the final round, I will connect it to the first motif. Start with 3 beginning chains. Crochet the first side. When you reach the corner, crochet 3 double crochets. And 1 chain. Take out the first motif. Place the wrong side facing you. In any corner chain space, work 1 slip stitch. Chain 1. Go back to this piece. Continue working 3 double crochets in this corner. After completing, work 1 slip stitch. In the adjacent chain space on the left side of the first motif, go back to this piece. Work 3 double crochets in the left chain space. Work 1 slip stitch in the adjacent chain space of the first motif. Let's take a look. After every 3 double crochets, work 1 slip stitch in the corresponding chain of the adjacent motif. Continue down using this method. Finish this side. Now we are at the corner. First, work 3 double crochets. And 1 chain. Work 1 slip stitch in the corner of the first motif. Chain 1. Then come back to this corner. Work 3 double crochets. For these 2 pieces along this side. And these 2 corners are now connected. Continue finishing the remaining sides and corners. When done, weave in ends. The second motif is now completed, and it's connected to the first motif. The third motif is done in the same way. When crocheting the final round, connect one side and 2 corners that correspond with the previous motifs. My small sample is already connected. Let's take a look. This is the third motif looks like after connecting. Next, connect the fourth motif. Similarly, crochet the first side first, at the corner position. Connect the corner and the side of this motif first. At the center corner position. To avoid creating a hole, insert into the diagonal corner and crochet a slip stitch. After completing, continue to connect the other motif side and corner. Next, crochet the remaining part. This completes the connection of the fourth motif. This is piece 1 looks like after connecting all 4 motifs. Next, edging around the connected piece. Have the right side of the piece facing you on any motif's upper left corner side. Join the yarn in the middle stitch of a group of double crochets. Make one beginning chain. Work one single crochet into the joining position. Chain 1. Work one single crochet into the left chain space. Chain 1. Work one single crochet into the middle stitch of this group. Chain 1. At the corner position, work 3 single crochets into the corner chain space. Between each 2 single crochets, chain 1. Let's take a look. The method for the edging is: on the sides, skip 1 stitch and crochet 1 single crochet. At the corners, crochet 3 single crochets. Between each single crochet, chain 1. Continue following this method. Crochet all the way around. When complete, slip stitch into the first single crochet. Pull tight, fasten off normally. Weave in the ends. Edging completed. The piece 1 is now completed. Next, make the piece 2. Let's look at the finished product. Start with the adjustable magic ring using a variegated yarn. Crochet the central flower in rounds. Note to switch colors for the last round. After completing, crochet the corresponding sides and corners. This will ultimately form a square. While crocheting, pay attention to switching colors. Please watch me demonstrate. The magic ring and the first 2 rounds are simple. Follow the chart to crochet. My small sample is already completed. Next, crochet the 3rd round. First, work 1 slip stitch into the left chain space. Carry the yarn to this position. Then make 3 beginning chains. Work 6 treble crochets into the chain space below. Let's start with the first stitch. Yarn over twice. Insert the hook. Pull the yarn through. Yarn over in sequence. Draw the yarn through the first 2 loops. Repeat 3 times. This treble crochet is now completed. Continue working 5 more treble crochets. After completing, chain 3. Pick up the same chain space and work 1 slip stitch. Treat these 2 slip stitches, 2 groups of chains, and 6 treble crochets as 1 petal. I will demonstrate another petal. First, work 1 slip stitch into the left chain space. Make 3 beginning chains. Then crochet 6 treble crochets into this chain space. Chain 3. Work 1 slip stitch into the hole below. Another petal is completed. You need to crochet 4 petals in this round. 2 petals are already completed. Continue following this method, and crochet the remaining 2 petals. This completes the 3rd round. Next, crochet the 4th round. Start with 3 beginning chains. Then chain 3. Yarn over, and insert from back to front into the middle of the left petal. Work 1 double crochet into the chain space from the 2nd round. Chain 3. Then work 1 double crochet into this single crochet from the 2nd round on the left of the petal. Pay attention when crocheting. Insert the hook behind the stitches from the 3rd round. Chain 3. Yarn over, insert behind the middle of the left petal. Crochet 1 double crochet into the chain space below. Chain 3. Then work 1 double crochet into this single crochet from the 2nd round on the left of the petal. Continue all the way down following this method. Complete this round. When finished, slip stitch into the beginning chain. Pull tight. The 4th round is completed. Continue with the 5th round. Secure the yarn tail first. Use the carrying yarn technique. Adjust the starting position to the left chain space. Chain 4. This counts as 1 treble crochet. Crochet 2 treble crochets into the chain space below. Chain 3. Slip stitch into the same chain space. This completes half of a petal. Continue working 1 petal into the left chain space. Until the first chain space. Now at this position, slip stitch into the first chain space. Chain 3. Then crochet 3 treble crochets. When crocheting, be mindful to wrap the previous carrying yarn. After completing, slip stitch into the beginning chain. Pull tight. The 5th round is completed. Next, crochet the 6th round. Secure the yarn tail first. Carry the yarn to the chain space of the 4th round. The hook goes from back to front. Insert into the middle of this petal. Pick up the chain space below and join the yarn. Adjust the carrying yarn. Make 3 beginning chains. Chain 6. In the middle of the left petal. Make 1 double crochet into the chain space below. Also insert from the back. After completing, chain 6. Continue this way. In the middle of each petal, work a double crochet into the chain space of the 4th round. Work 6 chains between each double crochet. Complete this round. After completing, slip stitch into the beginning chain. Pull tight. The 6th round is completed. Next, from the 7th round to the 16th round. Crochet petals on the odd numbered rounds. On the even numbered rounds, pick up the stitches or chain spaces from the previous round. Work double crochets and chains. Note that the petals are staggered between every 2 layers. The method is similar to the previous rounds. Note to switch colors for the 15th round. Cut the yarn after completing the 16th round. Starting with the 17th round, crochet the corresponding sides and corners. Form a square. The new stitches including the T are 2 bobble and the DT are 2 bobble. Please watch the demonstration. I will demonstrate the method for the T are 2 bobble. With this small sample, yarn over the hook twice. Insert into the chain space, draw the yarn through. Yarn over again, pull the yarn through the first 2 loops, repeat twice. This is an unclosed treble crochet. Work another unclosed treble crochet. There are now 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and draw through the remaining loops in once. This completes the T are 2 bobble. Move on to the DT are 2 bobble. Yarn over the hook 3 times. Insert the hook, draw the yarn through. Yarn over again, pull the yarn through the first 2 loops, repeat 3 times. This is an unclosed double treble crochet. Work another unclosed double treble crochet. There are now 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and draw through in once. This completes the DTR2 bobble. The method for the remaining rounds of piece 2 is simple. No new stitches are used. Refer to the chart to crochet. Pay attention to color changes when crocheting. Up to this point, the crochet method for piece 2 is now complete. Next, let's learn the method for piece 3. Here is the finished product. It consists of 2 motif 3 and 1 motif 1 connected together. Then crochet the edging. The crochet method for motif 1 has been demonstrated before. Motif 3, start with the magic ring. Work back and forth to form a triangle shape. Similarly, in the last row, join with motif 1. Please watch me demonstrate. First, wrap the yarn around your finger to make a double magic ring. Then crochet the first row. Start with 3 chains. Work 3 double crochets into the ring. Chain 3. Crochet 4 double crochets. Close the ring. The first row is completed. Move on to the second row. Start with 3 chains. Turn the piece counterclockwise. Work 3 double crochets into the stitch below. Chain 1. Work 3 double crochets into the left chain space. Chain 3. And crochet 3 double crochets. This corner is now completed. Chain 1. Pick up the turning chain from the previous row. Crochet 4 double crochets. The second row is now completed. Continue in this method. Refer to the chart to crochet. Note that when crocheting the last row, you need to join with motif 1. Join with the corresponding side and corner. It's the same as before, just one of the pieces needs to slip stitch to the corner of motif 1 after the beginning chain. Then continue crocheting. The other motif needs to be connected to the same corner before the last double crochet. The edging method is simple. Switch colors and crochet single crochets and chains in rounds. When you reach the long side of motif 3, pick up 2 strands on the edge and crochet. No new stitches are used. Refer to the previous demonstration. Follow the chart to crochet. Up to this point, the method for motif 3 is now explained. After all the motifs are completed, the next step is to connect them. Let's look at the finished product. According to the chart, place all the motifs in their corresponding positions. Then crocheting and connecting as you go. First, connect the motifs horizontally. Then connect the remaining side vertically. Please watch my demonstration. I'll demonstrate using these small samples. The small samples have fewer rounds and stitches. They are only for demonstrating the method. Let's start by connecting these two pieces. Place the right side of the pieces towards you. Join the yarn in the chain space at the corner. Work one chain. Then, pick the chain space at the corner of the other piece. Work one slip stitch. Chain 1. Go back to the first piece. Pick up the left chain space. Work one slip stitch. Continue down. One by one. Work slip stitches in the corresponding chain spaces of both pieces. Work one chain to connect in the middle. Finish this side. After finishing these two corners, continue picking up the next piece, following the same method. Pick up the corresponding chain spaces and connect them one by one. When everything is done, fasten off the yarn normally. Weave in the ends. This horizontal side will be connected. Next, connect the vertical sides. Start by joining at the chain space in the corner. Work slip stitches and chains to connect. At the corner position, above the horizontal connection, continue picking up chain spaces in the corner. Work slip stitches and chains. Connecting down this side. Fasten off the yarn normally. Weave in the ends. This vertical side will be completed. Follow this method and refer to the chart. Continue to connect all the pieces in order. After all the pieces are connected, move on to crochet the edging. The edging consists of 5 rounds or rows. The first 2 rounds are worked around the main part. Note that in the first round at the motif connection points, you need to crochet half double crochets. In the other positions, crochet single crochets. The second round is worked around the main part on these 2 short sides. Crochet half double crochets. Work single crochets on this long side. As you crochet, pick the edges to crochet single crochets. On the side of the last half double crochet and the beginning chain. For the 3rd row to the 5th row, crochet back and forth along these 2 short sides. When crocheting the 3rd row, if the group does not fit, adjust the number of stitches between the groups. Ensure that the position of the corner group remains unchanged. Try to keep both sides symmetrical. The new stitch is CH3 picket. Please watch the demonstration. Now I'll demonstrate the CH3 picket. When working in single crochet, after completing the single crochet, chain 3. Then insert into the front loop of the single crochet and the single strand below on the left. Wrap the yarn. Pull the yarn through all 3 loops. The CH3 picket is done. Up to this point, the method for edging is now explained. Next, we will make the decorations, including the branches and leaves. Let's start with the branches. Here is the finished product. The branches are crocheted underneath the flowers. On piece 2 and piece 3. Combine the corresponding color yarn into 2 strands. Work a slip stitch on the piece underneath the flowers. For piece 2, start from the corner of motif 2. Work along the diagonal to the position underneath the flower. Crochet a branch. Then start from the corner of this motif. At the 4th round from the bottom. Crochet the branches on both sides. On piece 3, underneath the flower of motif 1. Crochet a branch along the diagonal. Please watch the demonstration. First, crochet the longest branch. I will demonstrate with this small sample. Cut a yarn tail about 140 centimeters long. Fold it in half. Have the right side of the piece towards you. Insert the hook into motif 2. In the corner space of the final round. Draw the loop through. Continue down along this diagonal. Crochet slip stitches using the combined 2 strands. Note, don't pull too tight here. Keep the piece flat. Don't let it shrink. Continue crocheting until the space below the flower. After completing, draw the yarn through. Weave in the ends on the wrong side. This branch is now completed. Continue downward using this method. Crochet the remaining branches in the corresponding positions. Next, crochet the leaves. Take the corresponding color yarn. Chain 16. Chain 1 more. Pick up the top loop of the second chain from the hook. Work 1 single crochet. Continue working into each stitch in sequence. Pick the left chain. Work 1 half double crochet. 2 double crochets. Two treble crochets. And 4 double treble crochets. Continue with 2 treble crochets. Two double crochets. And 1 half double crochet. Then, in the last chain, work 1 single crochet, 3 chains, and 1 single crochet. Rotate the piece. Pick up the remaining 2 strands on the left chain. This is the entry position for the half double crochet. Work 1 half double crochet. While crocheting, weave the starting yarn tail. Continue picking the adjacent chain. Crochet symmetrically, matching each stitch. Work 1 single crochet in the last chain. Chain 1. Leave a 30 cm tail and cut the yarn. This leaf is completed. Follow this method. Crochet the required number of leaves. Next, sew the leaves together. Let's look at the finished product. Sew the leaf to the corresponding position on motif 2 and motif 3. Among them, on motif 2, sew the leaf onto both sides of the branch. The base roughly corresponds to the 4th round from the end. The tip roughly corresponds to the final group of double crochets on this edge of last round. The leaves on both sides of the branch should be roughly symmetrical. On motif 3, the base should correspond to the final group of double crochets of third round from the end. The tip should correspond to the final group of double crochets of last row. I will demonstrate the sewing method using this small sample. Thread the reserved tail into the sewing needle. Once the position is determined, pick up the leaf stitches and sew them to the corresponding position on the piece. Note: make sure the tail does not show on the wrong side. Sew around this round, adjusting as you sew, keeping the piece flat. Once completed, insert into the branches to connect. Tie a double knot on the wrong side. Weave in the ends. And the leaf is now sewn. Continue sewing the rest of the leaves using this method. Up to this point, the decorations are completed. Up to this point, the crocheting method for this shawl is completed. If you have any questions during the process, don't hesitate to reach us via our customer service. Susan's family, supporting your handwork experience, enjoying the joy of life. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.